Pocket with Covell Hudson.
Hello, Kansas City. Hello, Kansas City metro area. You are now in the pocket with Covell Hudson, as the drop said, or the intro, whatever you would call it. And today, we are going to talk about a few different topics here. That music came out quick. We still got the rookie back there. You know, it's a. He was back there. He just yanked it down. He's like, for the visual, I am for the listeners. He, like, you know, when with the sound, going behind the scenes a little bit with the sounds. We like, you know, you pot it down slowly and then it just tapers off. But you know, these young fellas just go right onto it. You know, just all right.
You be careful how you talk about my protege back there.
Yeah. Everything I know, I've learned from him. So
All right.
It reflects on me.
Tread lightly.
All right, we got Big K and Special K. That's what we got. All right. All right, yes. We are in the pocket. I am Covell Hudson. We have
Co-host Kyle Collier.
and we have
Producer Kaden Spruell.
yes, and we're going to discuss a bit of the Chiefs versus the Broncos. We're going to do some it poops. We are going to let's talk about teams that are currently in the playoffs. If the playoffs started today, teams that are frauds.
Some fraud watch.
Some fraud watch.
Fraud or not.
That would have been easier to say than all the words that I used. I even have it written down confusing.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah, quality control. Playoff right now, who are frauds. Yeah, fraud or not works better there. And we would discuss some Chiefs versus Bills because, you know, we were bringing up, we were going to do a Covell was right segment, but, you know, I'm too humble. So I was like, Kyle, no, we don't need to do a Covell was right segment.
Yeah, and I begged you to do one.
All right, it's not what happened. What actually happened was I had too many things that I was right about, and I couldn't decide the ones that we were going to talk about
That's
on
right.
the show.
That's
so we'll
right.
do
It
that
would
next
take
week.
up the entire show.
It'll take up the entire show, and, you know, I'm too.
Yeah, we've only got an hour. Covell.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
But next week we'll do a Covell was right and what he was wrong about.
Okay.
I'm talking in third person. All right. But we would discuss Chiefs Bills, and I was pretty high on the Bills. I thought the Bills were going to have a good season. They're technically having a good season.
Mm-hmm.
But then Caden and Kyle poked holes all in that. So we would discuss some of that. And let's get right into it. The Chiefs versus Broncos. The question all week, what, we played 3 days ago? 4 days ago? 3 days ago. 3 days ago.
Yeah.
The big question is, how do the Chiefs keep getting lucky?
Lucky? Is that it?
That's what some people are saying. And, I mean, some of it's a little bit of Mahomes stink. And, you know, like we're getting a little bit of extra wins.
Twitter likes to call it Mahomes devil magic.
I can live with that.
Yeah.
Mahomes devil magic.
But the devil magic, what it really is, it's not magic, right? It's not the referees. It's good coaching, good scouting, good film study,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
It's and proper execution.
Having their house in order. Which brings me to one of my favorite quotes. Luck goes to the man who has his house in order. And I gave an example earlier. Like, say somebody said, hey, we're selling pools cheap for $15,000. If you have $15,000 in the bank, you can purchase that pool. It's a special. Like, same with Black Friday. Black Friday is a whole bunch of deals, but if you don't have money, you can't get those deals.
Right.
So the Chiefs put themselves in position to be ready to win. And there was a lot of talk about that tackle for the Broncos 8 times this season getting pancaked like he did during the Chiefs.
Yeah, Alex Forsyth on the Denver Broncos, the special teams unit.
It's a cool and awful name at the same time. Forsyth. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
It looks less cool with how much he is toppled over on his back, like Humpty Dumpty, right?
Yeah, like, aren't you a man? Like,
you're no lineman.
I wonder if the Chiefs are seeing that on film. There's no way the Broncos aren't seeing that in film every single week.
Right. And and yet they let it continue. And it finally bit them, right? Obviously, in the most clutch moment of the game.
Well, yes, but sometimes, like we were discussing it a little bit. Does that mean Was the Chiefs coach? I mean, was the Broncos coaching staff seeing it and not noticing it?
I guess they didn't think it would be an issue.
Until it is. That's kind of how stuff works.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know, anybody's job, wherever you work, you look at the employee handbook, and the only reason why
As
there's
you
an
and I
employee
did,
handbook,
of course.
Yeah.
what's that?
We both studied our
Front to
employee
back.
handbooks.
Oh yeah, for
Front
sure,
to back.
for sure. I even remember the motto. Like, but the only reason why there's rules or guidelines or restrictions is because somebody did it before.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so when it says something like no sitting on the printer in the break room, that means somebody in the
yeah.
before
Yeah.
at
Or,
some point.
like, the bicycle helmet had to be invented, right?
Yes.
Some people were riding around with no helmets and falling over, right?
Yes, and they were like, "Hey, it's
put a helmet
dangerous
on."
to ride a bike."
Yeah.
So
That's what the Broncos did. They were just riding around on a bike without a helmet. I'll be all right.
and then the Chiefs were that rock
Yeah.
on that gravel when
Or
you're
it's driving your car
see
without
it.
getting the oil changed, right? That's fine.
Yeah.
I think those types of issues don't show up until you run into a championship type team like the Chiefs. You know what I
Well-
mean?
well,
Like
yeah.
those are the issues that you run into when you play a championship level team. The issues that you think that you may have masked throughout the season, they show.
Or it won't kill you.
Yeah,
Right.
Because,
exactly.
like, you know, like everybody lives life, and we all have. I'm sure right now we can think of 5 things that we got to get done probably tomorrow,
Yeah.
and then sometimes you don't get to it. You know what I mean? So
Then
like,
that day comes when you, I needed to get that done.
yes, yes,
It's too late now.
exactly. I needed to get a battery in the van, in our family van, and I didn't, and now it doesn't start.
Oh, no.
so yes, so some things you just don't get done. And that doesn't mean I'm a bad coach. I'm just playing. It's like all right, so we're gonna go through this because it's Wednesday. We're not reacting anymore.
Yeah.
Now we're just.
There's been plenty of time for that.
There's been plenty of time. There's nothing we're gonna say. Well, I have some groundbreaking things that I can say, but yeah, for the most part, you guys everybody heard it all. But McDuffie,
Okay.
what happened with McDuffie?
It's,
This
I
last
I
game?
want to chalk it up and just say an off game.
An off game.
And on the touchdown he gave up to Cortland Sutton, I'm no film analyst, but I've seen tweets from people from trusted sources, right, that saying, you know, it's possible McDuffie got caught looking in the backfield,
Oh, he did. No, for sure.
right?
You can see him. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is one reason. I just want to say, you know what, bad timing there. It was an off game, an off moment. He's still a top 2 corner in the AFC, right?
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I didn't know what you were gonna say in the league, because that would have been kind of.
Is that not arguable?
I wouldn't say arguable. He doesn't follow guys,
Okay.
and he's not a physical. If he don't get his hands on you to start the route, then it's like a 50-50.
Okay.
So that's why I would say not in the league. Maybe in the AFC. I don't know.
AFC, I would go to 2 cornerbacks that were in that game, Surtain and McDuffie.
Surtain's kind of streaky, but he played for the Broncos.
I feel like cornerbacks are it's so week to week, man.
That's true.
Well,
That's a
I
good
mean,
point.
unless besides a guy like Surtain, he's kind of standalone, but everybody else kind of just has their weeks. You know, you have guys that they have.
Well-
Sauce has had terrible weeks this season,
Well-
and he's considered one of the best corners in the league.
Well, he's working in a hostile work environment.
Yeah.
So, you know, everybody's had a bad job, and you
Yeah.
got to go there. It's hard to be perky when
Yeah.
things aren't going great.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I'm gonna chalk McDuffie's game up to an off game. That's
agree.
all I'm gonna do.
I agree.
Yeah, because he's played against better receivers.
Yeah.
Because Cortland
Yeah.
Sutton, he I
Yeah.
emphasizing the G in I.
I mean, he
you
shut
know.
down Jamar.
Yeah.
Jamar did not do anything.
Right.
against-
And he had a temper tantrum that game.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
I thought that was the end of their
Jamar
season.
got so mad he pulled McDuffie down by the collar,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, wasn't that a penalty?
It was
15?
on it was DPI on McDuffie.
It was good work.
Yeah,
It was
and
good
then
work.
McDuffie, the one that he thought that it should have been a flag on McDuffie, he ended up getting a flag from yelling at the ref. I don't know if you remember.
Mhm.
that.
Uncontrollably.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's when that's when the competitor comes out in me, and I'm
Yeah.
at home watching it, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
so yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Mahomes missed 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
Something or nothing. I just wanted to say that. But yeah, he missed 2 touchdowns. He missed Worthy down the field. Second straight week. The deep ball to Worthy. The week before, week 9. Yeah, week 9. Mahomes
Week
threw
10.
it inbounds.
Oh no, you're right.
No, yeah,
I'm sorry.
Mahomes threw it inbounds, and Worthy ran out of bounds. And this week, Mahomes threw it out of bounds, and Worthy was inbounds. So, I think you mentioned it.
Yeah, and before the show we were talking about our mid-season concerns. Really, I won't mention my number 1. I'll save that. But number 2, I'm gonna put Mahomes' trust in the first-round rookie because it's just off right now, and really I think some of it you can place on the shoulders of what's going on at left tackle, which is, I'll just say it, it's my number 1 concern.
Yeah.
The midseason concerns list for the Chiefs. Mahomes is not comfortable in the pocket. When he does have a clean pocket, he's been excellent. But for some reason, it's the pressure in that game was really Mahomes looked like he was not comfortable when he was throwing the ball. Right?
Well, yes, and to be fair, the Broncos have a very good defense.
Yes.
Number 5 in scoring, number 5 in yards. So they're a good defense with some good pieces. And Kingsley thought he was just going to be chilling and watching the game. And then Wanye got hurt. And then he was like, oh, me? Yeah. So, he's still trying to learn. But, yeah, the offensive line. Because even, what's our right tackle?
Juwan Taylor.
He's playing all right. Our middle is good, but the outside.
He's been a positive this year. And the interior has been fantastic.
Yeah. Interior is always going to be solid. Always.
I don't know about we got a salary. We live in a salary cap era, so so I don't know about all.
Yeah, and they speaking of there's reports today that Trey Smith may reset the guard market.
Yep.
Guard. What's top money for a guard? Like $8 million?
Right. No. It's over 20.
No,
Joe Tooney's making like 26 this year.
Well, Robert Hunt from the Dolphins reset the market this past offseason. I can't remember what the
he got
the
5 years,
number.
100 plus.
So you definitely spoke 20. Too soon.
Yeah.
Around
20.
We're gonna have Wanye Morris as a tackle as a guard next year.
Let's not do that. Let's not.
All right. All right. So, in all, the Chiefs won. The Chiefs are 9-0, and point differential for a 9-0 team. They have the worst point differential for a 9-0 team in the NFL history, which is one of those weird stats that people keep. Let me see if I can find it here.
Do we want Pat sound?
Yeah, and Covell, while you're looking that up, I want to play you. I'm gonna have Kaden play this soundbite from Patrick Mahomes being asked about the offensive line.
You're doing great.
I believe in those guys. I believe in all the guys that are on that field with me. I believe in my teammates, and because more than even on the field, I see the work they put in every single day and how hard they work to go out there and execute at a high level. And there's times where I need to get rid of the football. I take some unnecessary hits as well. And it's about coming together as a team and being that unit that's in sync every single snap. And I think if we do that, we'll go out there and execute at the level that we want to.
I think that is a quintessential leader.
Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said those first 5 seconds?
What specifically?
He said, I got faith in those guys.
Yes.
Right? The way he moves in the pocket, just the consistent uncomfortableness of the throws. Yeah, like you said, yes, that's a leader, right?
I think that's just Pat being consistent because I think when he's had the same type of questions regarding the wide receivers in his skill group.
Right.
And it's
MVS
always,
last year?
Yeah,
right.
And it's always the same answers. I have faith in those guys and I have to believe them. And I think I honestly do believe that's genuine from Pat. I think he has to instill that belief in those guys or else it's not going to work regardless. So.
Well, because the opposite is Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he's like, well, guys got to get better.
Yeah, and then just stop throwing the ball to him completely. And it's like, well, now nothing's going to
work. He got Mike Williams traded.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Mike Williams caught the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, and put hashtag Redline on his Instagram post.
Yeah, he did.
That was hilarious. I loved it.
Team Petty.
I loved it.
Redline. That's Xavier Worthy needs to be studying that.
Yeah.
All right, so point differential for teams start at 9-0. The 62 Green Bay Packers had a point differential of 231, and the Chiefs have 58. But for a more current reference, because you were not even a thought. In 2007, the Patriots had 208 points positive point differential.
Yeah, that was the Patriots' undefeated season.
Yeah.
Yes.
In week 10 of that year, Tom Brady had 38 touchdowns.
That's
38.
wild.
Patrick Mahomes has 12 this year.
Well, because, we in our gritty era, man. Like, he's sticking to the gritty era. And I feel like I had more on that. But
So, I mean, really, like, a very low point differential, obviously. Their turnover takeaway ratio is negative, right?
Yep.
It's weird, right? This is the most weird undefeated season I think most of us we've ever seen, right? And
I mean, the Steelers looked like this a few years ago, but they didn't win 2 straight Super Bowls.
I remember that. Yeah, they started 11-0.
Even the Eagles last year started 10-1.
That's right.
But they didn't win 2 Super Bowls.
That's right.
So I think that's what gives the Chiefs a little bit more grace.
And we're talking about a fraud or not segment later in the show. NFL fans on social media, they see Kansas City because of Mahomes' 12 touchdowns, 9 INT touchdown interception ratio, just a lack of general explosiveness from the offense, and basically a defensive led team, and they say fraud.
Yeah, well, but I called every year the New England Patriots was a dynasty. I'm like, Tom Brady's he's awful, he's old, he's slow.
Yeah,
so like the Chiefs, you gotta hate them now.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't play.
Okay, that's a good point.
If you're not a Chiefs fan, like even Vegas we can't just say the Chiefs are gonna win. Let's say somebody else is gonna win,
right?
And because MVP, and even the MVP, Patrick should be the MVP because his team's undefeated, 2 straight Super Bowls because he's carrying his team.
Mm-hmm.
If we had Sam Darnold right now, what would our record be?
That's a great point.
Yes.
Right.
If we had Sam Darnold with this team, we probably have
Carson Wentz.
I have respect for Carson Wentz.
No, you don't.
I do too. I do. He has 22,000 passing yards. He has.
That number's a little too exact. How do you know that?
Obviously, he's a big fan. I was not aware of that.
All right, I'm gonna full disclosure here. Last week when we thought Patrick Mahomes was hurt, they put his stats up there.
Oh.
I knew he had a lot.
I missed that because my head was in my hands. That's what happened.
But yes, here's another fun one real quick before we get out of here. Patrick Mahomes has a better win percentage in games trailed by 10+ points in a regular season or playoffs than these quarterbacks in their entire careers. So Mahomes down 10 points.
Yep.
His record is .576, right?
75.
57%.
Oh, okay.
57% of the time he wins those games. For Phillip Rivers' career, 55%. Kirk Cousins, 52%. Matt Ryan, 52%. Eli, 50%. Dan Fouts, 50%. Joe Namath, 50%. Warren Moon, 4.493.
And
49%.
Phillip Rivers, Hall of Fame quarterback.
Man,
save that for in the pocket or out of pocket.
You almost made me curse on AM radio, Kaden. That's what you almost made me do. I thought we was friends, man. I thought we were better than that. What is I can't think of a name. I was gonna try to throw. Is Jay Cutler? Is Jay Cutler going to the Hall of Fame? No, he's not.
I've heard that outrageous comment from a few people, so I just wanted.
Well, you should.
See what you guys thought.
You should handle that exactly how I handle it. You should handle it with disrespect. Like,
Right.
On that note, do you got anything else?
Don't compare Phillip Rivers to Jay Cutler. Phillip Rivers actually put up numbers
Jay Cutler put up numbers
for a couple years, and now he's putting up numbers in arrests. Go ahead.
Whoa, what?
He got arrested.
Wow. Well,
Yeah, Pat's a different beast when he's down, though. I mean,
Oh, that's what we're, yeah. Hey, man,
Look
you
at the
did it.
producer.
It's
Making
your,
sure we're on point.
It's his fault for saying Phillip Rivers in the Hall of Fame.
He set us up. That's what he did.
Yeah, he did.
That's my protege.
Special K.
I mean,
that's your nickname.
Okay.
Well, oh, yeah, and your name's Kaden? So that works.
Come on,
Special K.
Come on. I thought that was already incorporated in the nickname. I didn't know what.
It was, but the radio waves didn't know that. So I had to emphasize your name is okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think as soon as the Broncos went up 14-3, they immediately panned to Pat on the side, and as soon as they scored, he kind of just got warming up. And as soon as I saw, I could just see that that look in his eye, like, all right, here we go again. It's time to do what we always do. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you think Ty Detmer's going to go to the Hall of Fame? I'm just playing. We'll be back after this with some It Poops. We are back in the pocket. Are we? We are? Okay. All right. We are back in the pocket. And it is time for the fun segment that we all love. Hey, I like that pan out. I like that pan out, Kaden.
You like that?
Yeah, I like that. I liked it. It was smooth. I felt it. What are we talking about? Okay. We're going to do a fun segment. And it is It Poops. And if you are new to this program, It Poops, it's nothing gross. It's actually pretty fun. It Poops stands for in the pocket or out of pocket. And that is where we say a phrase, a statement, or make a proclamation. And then one of us here say, the others here say if it's in the pocket or out of pocket. I'm using too many words today. I don't know why.
That's all right.
But all right. Y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. First one. Kingsley Suamataia will be a starter. No. He will be a Pro Bowler in 1 to 3 years. Kingsley.
1 to 3 years?
1 to 3 years, he will be a Pro Bowler. I was going to say over his career as a Chief, but if it doesn't happen in 1 to 3 years, some changes are going to happen, I guess.
Out of pocket.
Out of pocket?
Yeah.
Repeat the prompt for me, please.
All right. Kingsley Suamataia will be a Pro Bowler within 1 to 3 years. Well, at least he's given some time. He immediately was like, "Nah, he's a bum." That's what Kaden
3
said.
years?
1 to 3 years.
You know what? Now you failed to explain to the audience that everybody has a half in, half out, sitting on the fence answer, right?
I didn't mention that. Hanging out of the pocket.
Hanging out of the pocket.
Yeah,
So I got my hand a little bit in the pocket, not quite there yet, because I trust in the chief staff to develop.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
to be fair, it looks bad right now.
It's
It
pretty
looks
rough.
bad.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be halfway in there,
Yeah. Kingsley was impersonating a traffic cone.
Yeah. or a turnstile,
during the game.
That's-
A turnstile. Yeah. That's an old
or
school.
Casper.
You
know?
hear Andy say it all the time too. You're facing some of the best players in the entire league in
Yeah.
that position too, man. It's a tough position.
And the Broncos, yeah, like Covell, like you said, they do have a good defense.
Yes. Yes. They
But
do.
I will say that was not Max Crosby, right? That was not Nick Bosa. That was not Joey Bosa.
But he's solid. AF.
Yeah,
He's pretty solid. So, but fair enough.
but it's worrisome.
He's not.
Right.
He's not a Bosa. Well,
Yeah.
not a Bosa. You saw what happened to a Bosa this weekend.
Yeah.
Stiff
Yeah.
arm and then a pass. Yeah. Baker's got some dog in him. All right. Xavier Worthy and Patrick Mahomes will connect on 5 touchdown passes before the end of the season. They're gonna because they're trying every game at least once or twice.
Yeah, and they need to try more just to keep the defense honest.
They should.
All right, define these passes. We're not talking
No touchdown passes.
downfield,
Touchdown receptions.
10+ yards downfield. We're not talking end arounds where Pat just
Yeah.
shuffles it to him.
Even if he squirts it in his hand.
Okay,
5 touchdowns.
I'll go in.
You'll go in?
Yep, I'm gonna have some faith and optimism there.
All right.
Yeah, I'll go in. I'll say he'll have 5. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Kareem Hunt will hit 1,000 yards.
Out.
Right now he has 449.
Yeah, out.
All these games left?
Yeah, all these games left. Pacheco coming back. Hunt's longest run of the season is like 14 yards.
You don't sound appreciative of what.
I'm very appreciative.
Okay.
He's probably laying in the ice tub every day,
Right now he's probably in the
Yeah.
ice tub.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
but he's not getting to 1,000 yards.
I'm out too. I think right now he's around between probably like 20 and 25 carries a game.
Mhm.
I'd say when Pop comes back, he'll be back around like 15 maybe.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
15
All right.
a game.
Travis Kelce will get 1,000 yards this season.
Oh, where's he at?
499. 60 receptions, 499 yards, 8.3 average.
I'm in.
You're in?
He'll be the number 1 option the rest of the year.
Yeah, the addition of Hopkins has seemed to kind of unlock him. Juju coming back as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm staying out. I'm out of the pocket.
You don't think Trav can get 500 over 8 games?
See, look, he can.
500. I thought he was at 400.
He's
at
at 499.
Oh, okay. That's different. That is
Yeah.
different. I'll go in. I think he can do it. But
We don't need him to. though.
7 games because they're going to rest their starters that final week.
Oh, you're
Yes.
right. You're right. You're right.
That's true. That's
I'm
true.
staying out of the pocket.
All right. All right. I have a few more, but I will let you fellas go. You want to go first?
Okay. Yep. Okay. Capping off a three-peat with an undefeated season and collecting a 4th ring would vault Mahomes to undisputed greatest of all
pocket.
time status.
In the pocket.
That was quick.
Yes.
That was quick.
Already in the pocket.
Caden,
In the pocket.
in?
I'm
Wow.
Well,
Okay.
see, well,
I thought
and
there would be some debate there.
with one caveat from
We're
the
Chiefs
national
fans.
media. Well, yes. Well, from the national media because
Oh, yeah.
during the season last year when the receivers were dropping balls, the offense was struggling, couldn't score. They lost 4 out of 7 games at one point. People said if Mahomes wins the Super Bowl with this team, this is going to make him the GOAT.
Right.
Unquestionable. And he did that. And now they're like, I don't know if the Chiefs can – I don't know what's wrong with Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
So, yeah, I say yes, but people still going to have something to talk about, something to say.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay.
So.
All right. Number 2 for me. We're going to go outside of Kansas City here. Who's the more successful quarterback over the next decade? Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels?
Jaden Daniels has cooled off. He started off really hot. People didn't have film on him. He was a lot more accurate than people thought. Caleb would have been on the Covell was right segment.
Mm-hmm.
I was questionable about Caleb. I said I don't like his vibe.
Have you seen that Bears offensive line?
Yes, but
It's ass.
Yes, but some of those plays,
The
he's
Bears
just doing-
offensive linemen are all that Broncos dude falling on his butt.
Yeah, to start the season, people were saying he's set up in the best situation as any first overall pick.
Yeah.
So yeah, Joe Burrow, like every overall first round pick has to go to a bad team, but he's looking awful, like awful.
Yeah.
So
Over the next 10 years?
over the next 10 years, Caleb seems kind of fragile. I'll say Jaden Daniels.
Okay.
Oh, hold up, in the pocket. Oh, what?
That wasn't really an in or out.
Jaden pocket.
So you're in on Jaden.
I'm in on Jaden.
Okay.
I'm in the pocket on Jaden.
Wow. Okay.
I am in the pocket
Well,
on
and
Jaden.
it's 7 games in. No, how many games? 9 games in. But Caleb, I don't know. The Broncos don't like him. I mean, the Bears, they don't like him.
It doesn't seem like there was an odd video on the sideline of Caleb Williams and the offensive coordinator. And the offensive coordinator kind of laughing and joking, and Caleb, then he gets up, walks away, and Caleb goes, sighs, looks like he shakes his head, rolls his eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That deep ball is beautiful, and I think that their organization is just better ran.
Yeah, I think they need a coaching staff.
Yeah,
coaching staff change.
Yeah,
what?
And the Commanders just had an overhaul in their entire organization.
Yeah,
so I think they
and
got
look at
all
what
the
it's
right.
done.
Yeah, they got all the right people in place now that he'll be in better position to be successful.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Solid answers. All right. In or out, Anthony Richardson, who got the starting job back today. Anthony Richardson wins a playoff game for the Colts within the next 3 years.
Oh. Don't call it a comeback. Within the next 3 years?
Yeah.
With the Colts?
Yes.
Well, bless his heart. He's got to learn how to throw the ball first. He's got to learn how to throw the ball.
I'm giving him 3 years.
To win a playoff game in 3 years. Their coach, how long has he been there? Who's their coach?
I believe this is his first year.
Shane Steichen. This is his second season.
Second season.
Second season, 3 years. That's year 5. Coaches don't get that long without winning a playoff game.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a tough one. No. Of course not. Almost.
I'm gonna use my half in, half out.
Ooh, we have a AR believer.
I'm looking at that division that they're in.
Okay.
Titans have been bad for the past couple years. They don't look like they're headed in the right direction. And then Jags are dumpster fire as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who knows where they'll go from here?
Oh, we know.
You got the Texans. You got the Texans still, but I think the Broncos are competing in the division with the Chiefs, to make the playoffs.
Right.
So I wouldn't completely rule the Colts out.
Right.
So if he can, like you said, if he can learn to throw the ball, I wouldn't completely rule.
Well,
it
but
out.
isn't that a wild thing though? Like
It is a lot to
it
ask.
This
'cause
team, this quarterback
has never done it before.
It's like this chef.
He is young though. He's younger than Carson Beck. He's younger than Shedeur Sanders. He's younger than college quarterbacks too. So I won't completely rule him out.
We should have still been in college and learned how to throw the
You're
ball.
right.
Is my point.
You're right.
Because and it sickens me. Like I'm not even gonna go into this point, but it's annoying. Yeah.
What would the Chiefs' record be if Anthony Richardson was the starting quarterback this year?
All right.
I'm kidding. Let's move on.
Hold on. I
Let's
got to
move
do it.
on.
I got to do this hypothetical. All right. We have Kelsey. We have the line.
Well, he's not going to get the ball.
All those.
Xavier Worthy.
Anthony Richardson
Xavier
dives.
Worthy would be on Sky Moore watch if Anthony Richardson was the quarterback.
Who
here.
would?
Xavier Worthy.
Well, yes, maybe, but that interior line, he'd be sprinting through that thing
Oh,
all the
that's
time.
a good point.
Think
That's a
about
good
that.
point.
So yeah, he'd
Well,
have.
and I know how much you love Lamar Jackson, so.
Oh no, no! I'm about to say no. That's not me. All right, you got another.
I do.
All right.
Same question, Bryce Young.
playoff?
A playoff game. Are you
All
guys
right.
out? Basically, I'm basically just asking. Are you guys out on Bryce Young? Or in?
Bryce Young, he won the last 2 games, right? He won the
He's
last.
got a winning streak, so now I'm asking. Next 3 years, can he get to the playoffs?
I'd say him before Anthony Richardson. So I'm in the pocket.
Okay.
Because he can throw.
Okay.
Like, let's start there.
Yeah, I say in the pocket as well. Bryce is. We saw what he did in the SEC against the best players in the world. I think if he gets in the right situation, he'll be successful.
Okay.
And it seems like he has his head on his shoulders, right? Because
Yeah.
when he lost his job, they asked him about it, and they said, "Are you mad about it?" And he said, "No, I should have played better, and I wouldn't be in this situation."
Yeah.
And that's what you want to hear from your bum quarterback.
It's. I'm also saying in the pocket on that. You got to believe in the organization too, who we've seen fail many a quarterback, right?
Tennessee.
Carolina.
Yeah.
I mean, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield went there.
Good thing Cam could run.
Yeah, exactly. exactly.
If he couldn't have ran, man.
But those are my 4. Kaden.
Yeah, I got a few of them. My first one: the Broncos will be the team to end the Chiefs' undefeated run.
The who?
The Broncos. We played them last.
Well, maybe week 17 when we rest our starters.
That's what I'm saying. So basically, my question is: do you think that the Chiefs will make it all the way to the last?
We
week
have
of
the
season?
Bills, the Chargers, and remember.
I'll read the schedule here real quick.
All right.
Bills, Carolina, Las Vegas, Chargers, Cleveland, Houston, Pittsburgh on Christmas Day, then the Broncos.
Remember a few weeks ago I told you the only teams I was concerned with was the Bills and the Steelers. And if I could quote Kyle, why the Steelers?
I've changed my mind on that.
Yes.
We
Yes.
did. Yeah, we had a little debate about that earlier.
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
think-
on a short rest.
I think
as
you
well.
crinkled your forehead at that too.
Yeah, it's on a short rest as well. So.
Yes, but
Yeah, so this little part in the schedule here. I mean, the 15th, you got the Browns. 6 days later, Houston. 4 days later, Pittsburgh. I think it's Pittsburgh if Bryce Young doesn't get us first.
yeah. Take it easy. You said 1 to 3 years. So this isn't the year, Bryce Young. All right, the Steelers will come back to regular.
So you're out of the pocket. Broncos won't be the first loss.
Yeah,
That
he's asking if the Broncos are
Where
going to
am
give
I?
the Chiefs the loss. Who's
The
giving the
Chiefs-
Chiefs the loss? Are you in or out on that? The
I don't
Broncos.
even know. No, out of pocket.
You think they'll lose before the Broncos, so you're out. Gotcha.
I'm not even saying that. So I don't even know. I'm
You've
halfway
been
in.
you've been calling an undefeated season.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm trying not to put the pressure of undefeated season over the three-peat. If
Right.
we didn't have 2 straight Super Bowls, I'd be pushing for it.
Okay.
I don't
So
care
20 and
about
0,
I don't
20 and
care
0.
I don't
No,
care
they
about
won't. Our
undefeated.
backups will beat them.
Okay.
All right.
Caden, I'm also out. I think the Chiefs either lose this Bills game because Josh Allen, the Bills, 3-1 against Mahomes in the regular season, right? 0-3 in the playoffs. This is their Super Bowl, right?
Yep.
I think it could either be Buffalo or I think it could be Pittsburgh. And heck, maybe Houston if Nico Collins is back and healthy. I do not think the Chiefs are going to go undefeated. I think they drop one. And I most likely, I think it's Pittsburgh on
Okay.
Christmas Day. Back-to-back Christmases with a loss will stink, you know?
It will.
Yeah.
They're not going to lose on Christmas again. So we
No
can't
way.
have that.
No
Yeah.
way. They can't
it's
ruin
4
Christmas
days
again.
after they play Houston.
Houston's Houston. They
You
don't-
you
they
get
don't
4 days to go face a Mike Tomlin coach team. Good night.
after you play a team that don't beat winning teams.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Christmas can't get ruined 2 years in a row.
No, I can't.
All right. My second one, Kareem Hunt is the offensive MVP this season. Well, we can say to this point, at least since the season. was over.
Kareem Hunt. Offensive. So, like, almost like LeBron in the NBA, you can give it to him every game, every year. So we could give it to Patrick Mahomes
Right.
every game all year. So, yeah, I'll say Kareem Hunt. He has used his body as a shield,
It's a human wrecking
as
ball.
a human
That's what
wrecking
he's
ball.
doing.
That's what he's doing. Some of the ugliest 3.5-yard runs you'll ever see.
Yeah.
But so
Yeah, Kareem Hunt in 2024 is like going bowling, rolling it like 4 miles an hour, just watching it slowly knock down the
Yeah.
pins. There's no explosion there.
but he's getting the job done.
Yeah.
In the pocket, MVP.
In the pocket. Okay.
Because if we didn't have him, we'd be dependent
Yeah.
on the crocodile guy.
I think when Pop went out, everybody kind of started looking around like, Where are we gonna turn?
Right.
And what other offense?
Yeah, I'm in the pocket on Caden's. Yeah.
Okay.
What other team can lose their different style running back, get a guy off the street, and change their offense?
Right.
Because the Chiefs live in 9-yard intervals right now.
Yeah.
They're fine with a 3-yard. Let's get the first down on 5 yards, 4 yards,
right.
or whatever.
And that should be mentioned this year that the Chiefs had to undergo an adjustment. So the coaching staff MVP, kind of the offensive play callers, Andy Reid, Matt Nagy. Nice work.
Yeah.
For changing their style,
and
right?
Yeah! Is that what you did? He did.
I just did
Kareem.
I just
He
did
did the Tiger
a
Woods.
confident fist pump.
Kareem being familiar with the system too, I think can't be understated as well.
Well, the system is Kareem. We're gonna hand it to you, running towards your big guys in red.
Yeah, those three up front in the middle. Don't run towards the outside. Just run towards those three up
Hold
front.
the ball. Don't kick anybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So my last one, DeAndre Hopkins and Trey Smith will be Chiefs next season. But give me a second. I want to go through the Chiefs not under contract after this season. All right. DeAndre Hopkins, Marquise Brown, Trey Smith, Justin Watson, Kareem Hunt, Samaje Perine, Tershawn Wharton, Charles Omenihu, Joshua Uche, who we just traded for, Derek Nottie, Nick Bolton, and Justin Reed. Also,
man.
I'm not done.
We don't have time for this.
Juju Smith-Schuster, Carson Wentz, McCole Hardman, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Mike Pennell. Projected cap, $23 million.
Oh, okay.
Well, you should have talked to this in pre-production, sir. But all right, but specifically,
question was
my question
about-
is, do you think DeAndre Hopkins and Trey Smith will be free agents? 'Cause I think those are probably our biggest.
Trey Smith is gone. You can get
Think he's
another
gone?
guard.
I'm out of the pocket.
Out of the pocket? Okay.
Yeah.
And
Who do you think is gone? Do you think both are gone or one or the other, Kyle?
I think Hollywood Brown is more likely to return than Hopkins.
No, it's between DeAndre Hopkins and Trey Smith.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay,
Yes,
okay. So
I'm out on both.
So you think?
I think both are elsewhere next year.
Oh, okay. I got you.
I think Hopkins will come back here with a cheap deal because he don't want to be like Devontae Adams, just out here in this world.
Yeah. Okay.
out
So
here in
he's
these
going to
streets.
experience what it's like to have a good quarterback.
Yes, because
Be
you
like,
see,
I can't go back. You know?
yes, you heard the exchange. He said he was talking to McCole Hardman, and he said, "The game over." Is that a good?
Yeah.
He said this game's over, and then McCole said, "No, it ain't. Just watch." And then we won, and so that's magical.
Did
Like,
McCole
that's
really say that?
Yeah, no, that's real.
I heard him say that. I heard the audio.
Yeah, you heard. You heard.
Well, I'm asking, is McCole lying there? Did you really say that, McCole? It sounds like a Disney moment, you know?
I guess but I can see where has he been? Where is the DeAndre
Hopkins.
Where's
yeah,
DeAndre Hopkins been?
Yeah. Houston.
Well,
with,
well, just recently the Titans.
Yeah.
That's purgatory.
Yeah.
And the Cardinals before that weren't very good.
Yeah.
Wow, he did. Yeah, he was with the Cardinals. So he has been in these situations that every other team has been like, oh, we're gonna lose. This game's over. So yeah. What was the question?
In the pocket or out of the pocket, Trey Smith and DeAndre Hopkins will be Chiefs next season.
DeAndre's coming back.
So you're out of the pocket. You don't think
Trey's
Trey's coming
out.
back? You're out of the pocket. Gotcha.
So
Go.
I'm half. I don't even. Yeah.
You're out.
You gave some tricky ones today. I think.
Okay.
All right.
That's what I want though. I want to.
Okay.
I want to just think about it.
All right. Make me work. All right. Real quick. Not
got
real
any more?
quick.
Nope.
Okay.
I got that was my three right there.
Okay. I was gonna do a few more inputs, but let's go into playoffs right now. Who are frauds? What'd you say? Frauds or not? That's a lot easier.
Yeah.
All right. So my approach is gonna be kind of different here because looking at the playoffs, I can kind of point to every team, especially in the NFC. But I have a few teams that I can point out that can potentially be frauds just by looking at it. So right now in the American Conference League, American
Football conference.
American Football Conference.
Just call it the AFC.
Why am I saying it? Speaking
trying to get fancy.
in layman terms. All right. The AFC, the Chiefs are 1, the Bills are 2, Pittsburgh are 3, Houston's 4, Baltimore's 5, Los Angeles is 6, and the Broncos are 7. So if I had to pick a fraud from that field right there, so
Does it stay this way at the end of the regular season?
does it stay this way at the end of the regular season? Colts are bad. Richardson can't throw.
I'm eyeing one team that can jump in, and it's Cincinnati.
I mean, yeah, they can beat anybody, but they can lose to anybody.
That is also true, yeah.
So, like, I don't know how many.
Yeah, and right now they are 2 games back, 1 game back of Denver.
Which is wild. But I don't know if they can pull it together. I don't know if they'll be able to pull it together. But you think, like, if the Broncos are out, they may make the playoffs. But it's either between the Texans or the Broncos as the biggest frauds in the AFC right now in the playoffs. What do y'all say to that?
Texans and the Broncos.
Me personally, I don't think the Texans are a fraud. I think they're.
Why don't you think that?
A half decent team.
I'm with Kaden.
Why do you think
that's a smart man back there?
Nah, that's your protege. Don't be nice. So, like, why do you guys say that? What brings you to that conclusion?
Quarterback play.
Yeah, I'm a big CJ.
He's been playing bad.
Yeah, he doesn't have any receivers.
Mahomes doesn't have any receivers.
And he's not been playing that well.
He's kind of playing bad.
Nico
so scratch that from the record.
Yeah.
Nico
Covell was just wrong. Just now.
He's been without Nico Collins for 5 weeks now. Mm-hmm. I think maybe 6, and then
who was the NFL receiving yardage
right.
leader.
That's of course his number one guy. That's who he loves to look at.
That's his Rasheed Rice.
Yeah, and then Stephon Diggs, he's been out
for the year.
Couple 2-3 weeks now.
Impressive win for the Texans. Besides the Bills, what impressive win? You beat the Colts 29-27. You beat the Bears 19-13. Lost to the Vikings 34-7. Jaguars won by 4 points, 24-20. Bills, they beat by 3 points. But the game before, Josh Allen, like, he got concussed and he was like wobbling. No, that was that game.
That Houston-Buffalo game. Both teams were trying to lose that game.
Josh Allen was 8 of 30 that day.
Yes. But I think he was concussed or pre-concussed. Yeah, the Patriots, they won 41-21. They lost to the Packers 24-22. And Jordan Love tried his best to lose that game. Mm-hmm. But Texans said, no, here you go.
But that's the problem in the AFC. It's as we talked about before the show, it's difficult to pick a contender other than Kansas City and, frankly, Detroit.
Yeah.
The Bills don't have any great wins either. They got smacked by Baltimore.
Yes.
They lost that game against Houston, who you were calling a fraud right now.
Back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, and they're not really so, yeah. It's tough to find a contender at the moment. Detroit, they beat everyone.
They just beat the Texans.
Well, the Texans,
beat the Packers.
Detroit are not good.
Detroit destroys people.
Yeah, they beat the Packers.
Okay, Detroit destroys bad teams.
That's what good teams do.
I mean, they lost to the Lions. Beat the Rams 26-20. Lost to the Bucs 2016. They beat the Cardinals 2013.
Fully healthy Bucs aren't a bad team.
Who the Chiefs just struggled with.
Come on.
Well, maybe. Cardinals 20-13, they won. Seahawks 42-29, Cowboys 47-9, Vikings 31-29, Titans 52. These are some big scores.
They only have one loss. Is that the Bucs? Their only loss.
Yes, it is. I don't think they're that good.
What do you got to do to be good?
Well,
be the Chiefs undefeated?
Like they almost lost. Jared Goff threw 5. So look.
Yeah, he threw 5 picks and they still won.
I'm a fan of greatness. I respect greatness. I love greatness. And when Jared Goff, bless his heart, is your quarterback, and you're expecting him to do something special, I tend to not think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
C.J. Stroud, second year, without his guys, the defense isn't great. Even with what's his name, Nico Collins, his receiver crew isn't that good anyway. So.
Hey,
they're not.
Nico Collins, he had like 1,400 yards last year. Stephon Diggs.
No, but I said besides him.
Stephon Diggs at age 31, that's still a solid receiver. Tank Dell, young, exciting, explosive rookie. Now, to be fair, their offense wasn't all that explosive when all 3 of those guys were on the field.
No, they were not.
And I don't know whether to call it a sophomore slump for C.J. Stroud, just growing pains. We saw Mahomes go through a little bit of that, right?
Yeah, but
defense is figuring you out. Defensive coaches getting film on you. There's an aspect there. I'm still a believer in the player, in C.J. Stroud.
No, yeah, me too. I just don't think this year is the year because they don't really beat good teams.
So, I mean, back to your question.
Mm-hmm.
In the AFC, who is it? Is it Buffalo?
I think the Texans are fraud.
Texans are frauds.
Yes, I think Texans are the biggest fraud. Broncos probably won't make the playoffs. And the Steelers, I'm on the fence with them, but Russell Wilson. I'm questioning Russell Wilson, not Mike Tomlin, if that makes sense.
Okay.
In the NFC, we don't even have time to go through the NFC and talk about Jared Goff, the Lions. Eagles, I don't like Nick Sirianni. The Falcons look exactly like Kirk Cousins with the Vikings. Exactly like them.
Yeah, you're right.
The Cardinals, they're up and down. They look awful. They were 2-4. Now they're 6-4. And then I'm expecting them to flip it a couple more times this year.
They're going to lose a few more games.
The Vikings, Sam Darnold is turning into Sam Darnold. He tried his best to lose the last game. Washington Commanders, he's a rookie. Jaden Daniels slowed down. He's not doing that hot stuff that he was doing.
They're kind of like
early
Houston
on.
last year.
Yes. The Packers, Jordan Love will not keep the ball out of harm's way. You're just going to keep throwing the ball. And the 49ers are the 49ers this year. It's a mess. You got Deebo Samuel choking out the long snapper. And so, yeah, I can't even definitively pick a fraud. I think a lot of these teams are just –
they're all frauds.
Yeah, I think they're just out here. Who do you have as frauds?
Okay. I'll stick to the AFC. The two contenders I have, and I can't believe I'm going to double down here. I think the Bills are frauds. I think the top two contenders for the 2 seed and the 3 seed are Houston and Pittsburgh. And you know what? I should not exclude Baltimore, but they just have some weird games. I think the Steelers win that division.
Defense awful.
You're taking Pitt over
I'm
Baltimore.
taking Pittsburgh to win the AFC North.
Well, yeah, you put Mike Tomlin in there.
Yeah.
Marked.
Thank you. Yeah, hit F8 on that.
You hit. I mean, you hit. What were we talking about?
I was talking about my contenders.
Okay.
The AFC, I think the Steelers win the 2 seed.
Okay, but see, the only question mark to that is what is Russell Wilson going to be doing in 3-4 weeks? Is
what he's doing now.
Well, yes, but
leading the team to victory.
I mean, yes, but the last 2 wins are 50-50 balls that go up in the air.
Yeah. And
he's just over 50% completion. So
the Chiefs just won on a 50-50 field goal block.
Back-to-back Super Bowls. So it's different. Who you got as frauds?
I'm saying the Bills are frauds.
Yeah,
the Chargers, they'll make the playoffs, but they don't have enough.
Yeah.
They're a first-round exit.
Herbert's awful.
Yeah, I had the Bills as my frauds for sure.
Bills? See, I think the Chiefs can beat the Bills, but I don't think the Bills are frauds. I think they're going to win a game or 2 in the playoffs.
In the NFC, I'll probably go with the Vikings. Just like you said, Sam Darnold starting to look like himself. I do think their defense is definitely legit with, I can't think of the D coordinator from the Steelers over there now.
I can't think of it.
Or from the Dolphins. He was the head coach for the Dolphins.
Brian Flores, yes.
He's a great defensive coordinator. Yeah, I think they're scary, but they're with Sam Darnold, I think they're frauds.
No, yeah, for sure. He's pretty bad. We will be back after this, and we will discuss a little bit of Chiefs Bills if we have a little bit of time. I'll probably talk about it for a second. We are back in the pocket on November 13th, a cold, rainy day. It's the end of the show, and we're going to give our quick predictions of the score, Chiefs-Bills. I want you fellas to go first, and I'm going to write them down, so next week we can do a Covell was right and y'all was wrong segment. I'm just playing. Go ahead.
Want me to lead off?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we know this is the Bills Super Bowl. However,
it's every team's Super Bowl when they play.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Given last week against Denver, it was Denver. That game felt like a trap game, and I should have known better. I feel like the playbook was a bit vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see. But I think the Chiefs can win this. I'm not sure what the spread is. I'm sure it's something like 2.5. Are the Bills favorites, Caden? Do you know that?
Yes.
Yeah, they are minus 2.5 right now.
Give me the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs can win by a touchdown.
Yeah.
What's your
So
score?
give me.
I need a score.
I think they get to 30. Give me 31-23.
1 minute.
All right. Special K?
I'm going to go 23-20 Chiefs. Bucker with the field goal at the end to win it.
Okay. Let's hope it doesn't get blocked.
All right. I'm going 32-17.
Wow.
32-17. The Bills have shown they are blowoutable. If that I know that's not a word, but they are blowoutable, and I think the Bills are going to have a pressure to try to blow
30.
the Chiefs out.
Okay.
And I don't think that's going to happen. I think Josh Allen's going to press, and they don't have any receivers. So, yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to dominate and give us a good, easy Sunday.
Okay. I like
All right.
I hope so.
Yes, me too.
I don't want to be sad this Sunday.
Me too. All right. That wraps up the show. In the
10
Pocket
seconds.
with Covell Hudson. We'll be back next week. I have Kyle Collier and Kaden Spruell. We'll be back next week. We outie.